This is Dr. Thomas Ray. And if you're over 60, you've probably heard the phrase low testosterone more than you ever expected to. You've seen the ads, the clinics, the promises. They tell you you've lost your edge, that the only answer is injections, pills, or a prescription with fine print. But what they rarely tell you is this: your body still knows how to make testosterone. Even after 60, even after fatigue, low libido, softening muscles, or foggy mornings. What it needs isn't force, it needs rhythm, support, and space to restore what's been slowly drained by stress, poor sleep, and disconnected living. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 natural research-backed ways to boost testosterone. No pressure, no gimmicks, just gentle, powerful tools that every man should know. Because this isn't about being younger, it's about being more fully yourself again. Let's begin. Part 1, the power of morning sunlight, resetting your hormonal clock. Let's begin with the simplest, most overlooked testosterone booster of all: sunlight. But not just any sunlight, morning sunlight, the kind that touches your skin before 9 a.m., the kind that wakes the earth and your hormones. You see, your body doesn't run on willpower, it runs on rhythm, and that rhythm is set every single day by light. At the center of your brain, there's a small cluster of cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It's your body's master clock. It controls everything from sleep to hunger to hormone production. And every morning, it waits for a signal. Is the day beginning yet? That signal comes from sunlight. When you step outside in the morning, when you allow the natural light to hit your eyes and your skin, your brain receives a clear message: we're awake. Let's start the cycle. That message triggers a powerful cascade. Cortisol rises naturally, not from stress, but to energize you. Melatonin drops, so your mind becomes alert. And a few hours later, your testosterone begins to rise. Not because you forced it, not because you took a supplement, but because you reminded your body what time it is. That's how testosterone is designed to work. Not as a switch you flip with medication, but as a wave that builds hour by hour when your rhythm is intact. Now, here's what most men over 60 don't realize. The older you get, the more sensitive your body becomes to light. That means small choices, like getting 10 minutes of sunlight before breakfast, can have a huge impact on how your hormones behave that day. But the opposite is also true. If you wake up and immediately look at your phone, if you stay inside with all the windows closed, if your first light exposure comes from a TV, a tablet, or overhead fluorescent bulbs, your brain gets confused. It thinks it's still night. Or worse, it doesn't know what time it is at all. The result? Testosterone stalls. Cortisol stays flat in the morning and spikes at night. Sleep becomes shallow. Desire fades. Muscles stop responding. You feel tired, unmotivated, disconnected, all from missing something as natural as light. That's how powerful morning sunlight is. Now, let me be very clear. You don't need to do anything extreme. You don't need to stand outside shirtless for an hour. You don't need to chase the sun like it's some magic pill. All you need is this: 10 to 20 minutes of natural sunlight within the first hour of waking up. No sunglasses, no window glass, just direct light hitting your skin, especially your face and eyes. It can be cloudy, it can be cold, it can be a walk around the block or sitting near a balcony. Um, the point isn't the brightness, the point is exposure. That soft, full spectrum light carries the information your body needs to start the day right. And here's the bonus: when you anchor your rhythm with morning sunlight, your sleep improves too. That's because melatonin, the sleep hormone, gets programmed in the morning. You heard that right. Melatonin doesn't just appear at night, it's scheduled by your morning routine. When you get natural sunlight within the first hour of waking, your brain quietly sets a timer. Begin releasing melatonin 4 to 16 hours from now. That means by bedtime, your body is already preparing to rest without needing pills, wine, or white noise machines. And when your sleep deepens, testosterone rises again the next night. You see how it works? Morning sunlight starts a 24-hour cycle of hormonal recovery. And every time you honor that cycle, you tell your body, we're not rushing, we're not forcing, we're living in sync again. And your hormones listen. Now, some men ask me, what if I get up before the sun? What if I work indoors all day? What if it's raining or I live in a cloudy city? Here's my answer: do what you can, consistently. Even 5 minutes on a cloudy day is better than none. Even walking near a window with the blinds fully open helps. Even setting your coffee on the porch while you breathe and stretch matters. It's not about being perfect. It's about reminding your body what nature has known forever, that we are creatures of light, and our hormones, especially testosterone, are built on that truth. So if you're feeling sluggish in the morning, if your motivation is low and your energy drops early in the day, if your desire feels flat or your muscles don't respond like they used to, don't start with a bottle. Start with the sky. Step outside, face the light, breathe in, and say silently to yourself, my body knows what to do. I'm giving it the rhythm it's been waiting for. That one decision, done each morning, can do more to restore testosterone than most supplements ever will. In the next part, we'll go deeper into a powerful, overlooked mineral that helps convert testosterone in your body and is missing in almost every man over 60. You'll find it in nuts, seeds, and something you're probably not eating enough of. Let's uncover that next. Part 2, Zinc and Magnesium, the quiet mineral allies for hormonal strength. Now that we've explored the power of morning sunlight to reset your hormonal rhythm, let's talk about something smaller, quieter, but just as important, minerals, specifically zinc and magnesium. They're not flashy, they don't make headlines, they won't be sold to you in loud commercials, but without them, your testosterone doesn't stand a chance. Let's begin with zinc. Zinc is what I call a permission mineral. It doesn't just support your hormones, it tells your body it's safe to build. Zinc is required for the creation of luteinizing hormone, which signals your testes to produce testosterone. No zinc, no signal. No signal, testosterone levels drop quietly, gradually, consistently. Now here's the kicker. Most men over 60 are deficient in zinc, not because they don't eat, but because their bodies don't absorb minerals the way they used to. As we age, stomach acid decreases, and without strong stomach acid, zinc from food just passes through, undigested, unused. That's why many men feel symptoms of low T, but their labs say they're normal. What's really going on? The testosterone they do have is barely supported. You might notice more fatigue, slower recovery after physical activity, reduced libido, increased hair shedding, irritability or brain fog, loss of edge or drive. These aren't just emotional, they're biochemical and often they're mineral related. So, what can you do? Start with food. Some of the best zinc rich foods include pumpkin seeds, oysters, grass fed beef, cashews, chickpeas, dark chocolate in moderation. But food alone often isn't enough, especially if your digestion is compromised. In that case, a light zinc supplement may help. Look for zinc picolinate or zinc citrate, forms that are easier to absorb. Start with 15 to 30 milligrams per day, but don't go higher without balancing with copper. Too much zinc can lower copper and cause imbalance. Now let's talk about magnesium. If zinc is the builder, magnesium is the restorer. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, but one of the most important is this. It helps your body convert free testosterone into usable energy, and it protects testosterone from being broken down by excess cortisol. Let me say that again. Without enough magnesium, even if you have decent testosterone levels, your body can't use them properly. Magnesium calms the nervous system, supports deeper sleep, and regulates the parasympathetic state, which is when testosterone is most active. But again, most older men are deficient. Why? Because stress burns magnesium. Every time your body is under pressure, magnesium gets used to protect your nerves and heart. That's a good thing, but if you don't replenish it, you slowly run out. And when magnesium drops, you may feel tight muscles, restless legs, constipation, poor sleep, racing thoughts at night, low energy in the morning, decreased sexual response. Sound familiar? These aren't random. They're the body saying, I'm low on my most basic support. So here's how to refill the tank. First, through food, spinach and Swiss chard, almonds, avocados, pumpkin seeds, bananas, black beans, dark chocolate. Next, with gentle supplementation. I often recommend magnesium glycinate for men over 60. It's calming, easy on the stomach, and helps with sleep. Start with 200 to 300 milligrams before bed. Take it consistently for 2 to 3 weeks. Then listen. Notice how your sleep shifts, how your stress softens, how your muscles respond, how your mornings feel. And remember, testosterone doesn't just rise when you fight for it. It rises when your body feels ready to build again. Zinc and magnesium don't force anything. They simply remove the friction. They make space for your natural strength to return. And in many ways, that's more powerful than anything you could inject or swallow. Because these minerals don't just restore hormones, they restore confidence, calm, recovery, and the quiet trust between you and your body. So if you felt disconnected lately, if your libido is low, your sleep is shallow, or your strength feels uncertain, don't rush to fix. Start by nourishing, start by listening, start by restoring what age and stress have quietly drained. Zinc and magnesium. Simple, steady, and deeply effective if you stay consistent. In the next part, we'll explore how to use movement, not extreme workouts, while to naturally activate your body's testosterone engine. Because motion, done right, doesn't just build muscle, it wakes up your entire hormonal system. Let's explore that next. Part 3, resistance training, the right way to build male hormones after 60. So far, we've talked about restoring your rhythm with sunlight and rebuilding your foundation with zinc and magnesium. Now let's talk about something your body is quietly craving: challenge, not chaos, not intensity, but healthy, controlled, rhythmic challenge. Because if there's one thing we know from decades of medical and physiological research, it's this: muscle activity boosts testosterone. And not just any muscle activity, but the kind that comes from resistance. Let's be clear, you don't need to become a bodybuilder. You don't need to join a gym or lift heavy weights to prove something. In fact, for most men over 60, doing too much, too fast is the surest path to injury, not growth. What you need is the right kind of resistance training. Why resistance training works for testosterone. When you challenge your muscles against resistance, whether that's your own body weight, dumbbells, resistance bands, or even water, you send a very specific message to your body. This man still needs strength. Let's give him the tools to rebuild. And your body responds. It increases growth hormone, it releases testosterone, it improves insulin sensitivity, it tells your bones to stay dense, and it tells your mind you're still alive, fully, completely. Now let's move. In fact, studies show that just 2 to 3 sessions of moderate resistance training per week can significantly improve testosterone levels, even in men in their 70s and 80s. But there's a key word here: moderate. One of the biggest mistakes men make after 60 is thinking they need to train the way they did at 30. They try to run hard, lift heavy, or power through pain. What they don't realize is that after 60, the body needs more recovery, less inflammation, and more precision. When you overtrain, cortisol spikes, inflammation increases, sleep suffers, and your testosterone, it drops. So instead of intensity, focus on intelligence. Train smarter, not harder. What kind of resistance training actually boosts testosterone? Here's what I recommend for men over 60. 1. Leg strength. First, your legs contain the largest muscles in your body, and using them properly triggers the biggest hormonal response. Start with bodyweight squats, use a chair for safety, step ups, holding onto a wall or railing, seated leg presses if you're at a gym, just 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, slow and controlled. Rest 60 to 90 seconds between sets. You don't need to sweat. You need to send the signal. 2. Push-pull for upper body. Think balance. If you push, you also need to pull. Try wall push-ups or incline push-ups, dumbbell rows or resistance band pulls, overhead presses with light weight. Focus on form, breath, and control. If you're straining your face or holding your breath, it's too much. Breathe out as you push. Breathe in as you return. That rhythm becomes part of the recovery. 3. Core stability. This isn't about abs, it's about connection between your spine, hips, and breathing. Strong cores, better balance, posture, hormone flow, and energy. Try seated marches, wall planks, elbows on walls, slow breathing, bird dog, opposite arm leg extensions on hands and knees. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Rest. Repeat twice. 4. Recovery is where testosterone is built. This part is always forgotten. Your workout triggers testosterone, but it's in rest and sleep that your body actually produces it. So after training, drink water, eat a protein-rich meal, eggs, fish, lentils, chicken, walk slowly, avoid screens for at least 30 minutes, breathe deeply, stretch gently, let your nervous system calm. Let your body know, you did well, now rebuild. How often should you train? Start with 2 to 3 non-consecutive days per week. That could be Monday plus Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, or Saturday plus Wednesday. Each session can be 20 to 30 minutes. No need to go longer, just be consistent and always prioritize form over load. Slow movements equals more hormonal activation. How do you know it's working? You'll feel a small surge of energy the next day, better sleep quality, slightly improved morning erections, more emotional clarity, more motivation to move again. This isn't a pump. It's a return of rhythm, chemistry, and confidence. You're waking up a system that's been quiet, not broken. I know it can feel strange at first to move again, to engage muscles that have been dormant, to challenge your body when you're used to protecting it. But let me tell you something. The greatest testosterone response I've ever seen in older men didn't come from lifting heavier. It came from reconnecting with their breath, with their strength, with their sense of capability. You're not trying to be 30 again. You're building something better, rooted, wise, and sustainable. So don't rush it. Don't compare. Just move. A little more, a little more each week. Your body still wants to be strong. And when you train with respect, not ego, it responds. Part 4, deep sleep and evening stillness. When testosterone rebuilds itself, we've talked about light, we've talked about minerals, we've talked about strength, but now we need to talk about something quieter, more subtle, and honestly more powerful than any of them: sleep. Not just rest, not just getting your hours in. I'm talking about deep, uninterrupted sleep and the stillness that leads into it. Because here's the truth: your testosterone isn't built during the day, it's rebuilt at night. Not while you're exercising, not while you're eating, not while you're pushing through your day. Testosterone rises while you're completely still, deeply asleep. And for men over 60, protecting that sleep is one of the most important hormonal decisions you'll ever make. The hormonal clock: why timing matters. Your body follows a rhythm. It's called your circadian rhythm, a 24-hour cycle that tells your brain when to wake, eat, repair, and release hormones. Testosterone has a rhythm too. It begins building up in the early night, it peaks between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., and it drops slowly throughout the day. But here's the part most men never hear. That testosterone peak, it only happens if you've had at least 2, 3 sleep cycles of deep, undisturbed rest. That means if you stay up past midnight, if you wake up multiple times, if your body never gets into that deep, slow wave state, that your testosterone doesn't fully recover. You may get 7 hours of sleep on paper, but if it's light, shallow, or broken, your body treats it like 4 hours of low quality rest. And your hormones respond accordingly: low libido, weak motivation, sluggish metabolism, emotional flatness, morning fatigue, all because you missed the window where testosterone was supposed to be built. Let's talk about what actually happens when you sleep deeply. In the first half of the night, especially between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your body enters slow wave sleep. This is when growth hormone is released, testosterone begins rising, muscles repair, brain tissue detoxifies, emotional balance is restored. It's not a passive state, it's an engine room, and your hormones are the mechanics. If you miss this window, everything downstream suffers. This is why I often say you don't need more testosterone, you need better sleep conditions for it to return. Deep sleep doesn't start the moment your head hits the pillow, it starts in the hour before bedtime. And this is where most men accidentally block their own recovery. They scroll, they watch loud news, they eat late, they stimulate their brain right before asking it to shut down. But the nervous system doesn't work like a switch. It works like a dial. You have to gradually dim the lights before your body feels safe to sleep. So here's how to prepare. 1, dimming light equals signaling melatonin. After 8:30 p.m., begin reducing overhead lights. Use warm-toned lamps. Avoid phone and TV screens or wear blue light blocking glasses. Let your body sense darkness again. Why? Because melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep mode, is only released when your eyes stop detecting daylight. 2, eat light. Eat early. Avoid heavy meals or sugar within 3 hours of bedtime. Digesting food late at night disrupts deep sleep and blood sugar. Instead, try chamomile tea, a spoon of almond butter, a banana rich in magnesium plus tryptophan. You're not fueling activity, you're fueling recovery. 3, create a ritual of stillness. Your body doesn't need stimulation, it needs permission to let go. Try any of the following: 3 to 5 minutes of slow breathing, inhale 4s, exhale 6s, lying down with one hand on your chest, listening to soft music or silence, journaling one sentence about how your body feels, placing your feet up on a pillow for 10 minutes. These tiny acts tell your brain it's safe, you can rest. 4. Be in bed by 10 p.m. This isn't about discipline, it's about biology. Your deep sleep window peaks before midnight. Every hour you delay past that point shortens your recovery. Even if you don't fall asleep immediately, just being in bed, quiet, with your eyes closed, begins the process. Testosterone is built in stillness, not sleep apps, in darkness, not data, in quiet, not control. What you'll notice when you sleep better. Within 2 to 3 weeks of prioritizing deep sleep, many men report more vivid dreams, a sign of REM restoration, more energy in the morning, improved morning erections, greater emotional resilience, return of quiet, spontaneous desire, easier muscle recovery. This is not placebo. This is biology coming home. You didn't lose testosterone, you stopped giving your body a place to build it. You don't need to get more done at night. You've done enough. You don't need to earn your sleep. You were made for it. And the hormones you think are missing, they've been waiting for you to return to the rhythm that once guided every part of your life. Light in the morning, movement during the day, stillness in the evening, darkness at night. That rhythm isn't old-fashioned, it's foundational. And when you return to it, you return to yourself. So now you know. You don't need injections. You don't need to chase youth. You don't need to become someone you're not, because your body at 60, 70, even 80 still remembers how to build strength, still remembers how to produce testosterone, still remembers how to help you feel fully alive again. But it doesn't respond to force, it responds to rhythm. And that rhythm begins with morning sunlight to reset your clock, minerals like zinc and magnesium to build your foundation, gentle resistance training to awaken your strength, deep evening stillness to let your hormones rebuild overnight. These 4 steps are not extreme. They are not complicated. And most importantly, they're not beyond you. You already have everything you need. You just have to give yourself permission to begin again. That's what Men's Vitality After 60 is all about. It's not about chasing performance. It's not about pretending we're still 25. It's about building something wiser, stronger, more grounded. Because the truth is, you didn't lose your manhood. You just stopped feeding it the way it needs to be fed now. And when you begin living in rhythm again, your hormones listen, your body listens, and that quiet fire inside you returns. So if this video gave you something, a spark, a breath, a new perspective, then I invite you to subscribe, but for yourself. So you can keep learning, healing, and remembering what it means to feel like you again. I'm Dr. Thomas Ray. This is Men's Vitality After 60, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, wake with light, move with strength, sleep with peace, and live with presence. You've earned that much. Now give it to yourself.